Hi, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Joanie, and I am the blogger behind simplelivingmama.com. And today I wanted to share with you my official review of the Good and the Beautiful's safety unit. And I do have marker on my binder, but I am just really excited to share this with you because this was something that was an answered prayer for me, because I had been looking for a way to teach my children those basic safety rules. I can remember learning stop, drop, and roll in public school and lots of other information. And I often wondered, I could tell my kids about these things, but is there a way that I can make it fun and make it interesting? And that is when I found the Good and the Beautiful safety unit. So I went on ahead and I purchased the PDF version, which I think is only like $10 or $11. Not 100% sure on the price right now. I know that they recently just changed their website, so I don't know if the price has changed or not, but it wasn't very expensive at all. And with the PDF version, I can just reprint it whenever I'm ready to do this lesson with my younger ones when they get older. So I used this curriculum with a 10-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 6-year-old. And I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was very beneficial, and my kids learned a lot that I wanted them to learn. Now, I will say that there is a recommended book that goes along with body safety, a book that the Good and the Beautiful recommends. I did not purchase that book. I did not use that book, so I can't speak about that book at all. I think there is another review on YouTube with a mom showing that book. So if I find that, I will link it for you guys so you can go check it out if you're interested in using that book. I just didn't feel it was necessary. So I didn't purchase it, and we didn't use it. So if you're interested in what is included, what units you're going to be doing, I'll go ahead and tell you. So it was a pretty short unit. There's only 7 lessons total. We ended up doing it over the course of a few months because we didn't do it every single week. But you're going to be learning fire safety, water and electricity safety, earthquakes and natural disasters, God gave me a body, so body safety, home alone, being home alone, kitchen and cooking safety, and then internet and peer pressure, which is very important in today's world. So with the PDF, and also I have purchased some of their science units. I do think you get the PDF when you purchase their physical units. It all comes unbound. So I do have a video and a blog post detailing how I actually set this up and put it together. I put all of the regular lesson pages and page protectors, and then I kept everything that I needed to cut out over here, and I just pulled it out whenever we needed it. I did laminate the safety rules. So you create a science wall and you place the safety rules on the science wall, and I'll show you guys my board because I didn't just put the safety rules on a board. I also added a lot of the other activities, printable activities that you could cut out and put up there just for more information for the kids. But the very first thing that you learn about is fire safety, and this is so important. So I got to talk to the kids about fire safety. They got to draw a map of our home and determine safety routes, ways to escape during a fire. So that was definitely great information, and I was so thankful to have the curriculum and a fun way to explain all of that to the kids. There are several different activities. Now, we didn't necessarily do all of the activities because a lot of times I wouldn't have the things needed on hand, so that was poor planning on my part. What I have done for the science unit that we're using now, we are actually on arthropods right now. I purchased a science kit from, I can't remember exactly how their name is. I think it's Teaching Toolboxes for Teaching, something like that. I always get their name confused. But I purchased a science kit, and that comes in so handy for me because I don't really have to think about having a lot of different things on hand. And I know they have one for the safety unit as well. So if you're like me, and a lot of times you forget to get everything together for science experiments and stuff like that, definitely look into purchasing one of those kits so that way you can complete all of the activities. So after we did the fire safety unit, we moved on to water and electricity safety. So this is great information about how to avoid getting electrocuted with water, as well as swimming safety, and just great information, something you may not necessarily think about doing with your kids, but something that you definitely need to let them know about. And the kids do keep a journal, and the curriculum is wonderful because it tells you exactly what to read to the kids. It tells you when to read a mini book. So I printed mine and stapled them myself. So we learned about lightning safety during this unit, and we read this mini book about it. And yeah, it tells you exactly what to do and when to put the safety rules on the safety board, what the children should be doing for their journals. So that is great. And the kids all got to keep a science journal that it's a binder notebook. And for each unit, I'm not getting them a new binder. So they have all of their stuff from our safety unit, put a divider in, and then all of the stuff from the arthropods unit. So after we discussed the water and electricity, we moved on to earthquakes and natural disasters. Now, it was great telling the kids about earthquakes and stuff. Where we live, actually, we have a greater chance of being in a tornado than we do being in an earthquake. So I kind of modified everything and also discussed tornado safety and what we would do in case of a tornado. After that unit, we moved on to God Gave Me a Body. And like I said, I did not get the recommended book that went along with that, but we did do everything else. This one also has a mini book that comes in handy. And it just talks about, you know, how we keep private parts private, how to seek out a trusted adult if anything, you know, anything bad ever happens to us. And, you know, we didn't really get into in depth about this because it wasn't something that I felt was really, really needed. This particular lesson had role play strips, and we did everything that the lesson suggested that we do. And the kids just understood, you know, don't take candy from strangers, and all of that stuff. When we go to a public restroom, we need to go with a buddy. We don't need to go to the public restroom by ourselves, and all of that. So it was really interesting and good information for the kids. After that, we discussed being home alone, and I haven't really left my kids home alone yet, and I don't think they're going to be ready to be home alone anytime soon, but we went over all of the rules about what they need to know when the time comes that they can be left home alone. And then lesson 6 was about kitchen and cooking safety. So I thought this was a pretty good lesson to learn about burns and staying away from hot stove and the hot oven, and also about knife safety. And I'll show you some of the activities on our science wall here in just a second. And then the last lesson is internet and peer pressure, which is so important today. Even homeschool kids, you know, we all use the internet, and it is very important for us to practice internet safety. So overall, I felt like this was definitely a great addition to our homeschool day. The lessons didn't take too long to do, minimal preparation, and if I had that science kit we would have been able to do all of the activities no problem with no preparation. So I definitely recommend it if you have been struggling with how to teach some of these safety topics as well. I'm going to go ahead and try to show you what I did with my morning board. So here we go. I use a trifold board, and this is what it looks like all together. I just printed some stuff off of the internet, laminated it, and put it on here. The safety sign, and then the safety first, and then the stop sign over here. I just printed those and laminated them, and then I put up each rule, and then underneath each rule, I put the accompanying printables that went along with that. So here's everything that we learned about during our fire safety lesson. And then rule 2 was about water and electricity. And this is everything we learned about with the water and electricity lesson. Rule 3 was about, I think about earthquakes and natural disasters. And then rule 4, it fell off, but it was about God gave me a body. And then I just made a little pocket to put our 2 mini books. So our lightning mini book is over there, as well as the God gave me a body mini book. Let's see. Rule number 5, this is everything we learned about with the cooking, how to cook and kitchen skills. Rule 6, let's see. I know this was everything that had to do with being home alone, so I put all of that up. It comes with a 911 card. Ours fell off, but it has where you can write emergency numbers and stuff for your kids. And then, yeah, rule number 6 went with lesson number 7. That's why I was getting confused. So rule number 6 was about internet and peer pressure. And then they had a really neat acronym with different information down here about that. So that is how I did my safety board. So like I said, and I'm kind of rambling a little bit, but like I said, I really do suggest that you use this unit if you are trying to figure out a fun and creative way to teach your children about safety, and also one that you don't have to do a lot of prep work. It's all there for you. So I will have a blog post with more details on what I think about it and what we learned and everything. I will have all of that written up, and it will be linked down below as well as up in the corner. And yeah, if you want to see more homeschooling videos, please like and subscribe. I love talking about homeschooling. We are kind of eclectic. We use My Father's World as well as The Good and the Beautiful and some other things. And I talk about all of that here on my channel. So I would love to have you stick around. I will talk to you later. Bye.